Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, hello and welcome back. We are going over a couple of things today. Um, for once, there's only one video on here that deals with politics. We are at the official crash out zone for everybody who is missing the food stamps right now. And, stay safe out there. These people are going to be going fucking crazy, bruh. So, Trump has put out a statement to end the government shutdown because of the fact that the Democrats have gone stone cold crazy. The choice is clear: initiate the nuclear option, get rid of the filibuster, and make America great again. Trump has put out his thoughts on the matter and is now moving to essentially override the filibuster to reopen the country. Now, I think it's absolutely fucking ridiculous that we are even in a situation where the government is shut down to begin with. I think it's an absolute fucking farce. It's a fucking scam that the government is even allowed to shut down. It should never be allowed to shut down. If anything, they should all get locked in the fucking room and never allowed to leave until a vote is made. Right? If you do not either end the vote in a nay or a yay to either pass or not pass a bill, then you need to fucking stay in that fucking room and you vote until you figure it out, right? I think it's bullshit. I think nobody should ever be allowed to hold the congressional floor hostage just because they're fucking mad. Plain and simple. It's forced blackmail. It's so fucking horseshit. Why we even have this fucking... Look at this. Government shutdown enters day 31. So, as a little thought experiment, I thought it would be a good idea to watch Obama's 2013 shutdown comments. And based on the amount of views this has, I'm assuming he said some pretty spicy shit that is now the most hypocritical shit ever. So I guess we're about to find out. So without further ado, like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. We are about to get into the news.
But you let this thing go on for another couple of weeks and you get into Thanksgiving travel, and this thing is going to turn into a nightmare.
No, absolutely. And with the SNAP benefits too, I mean, you have poor Americans who might get cut off from some of the food that they need to feed their children ahead of the holidays. It's going to affect their ability to enjoy the holidays.
Fuck them. Might be a hot take, but fuck them. Listen. Do I think that food stamps should be wiped out completely? Temporarily? Yes. I think that system is long overdue a full-scale remodel on how it works, from restrictions to rules you need to abide by to continue getting assistance. I think it's absolute fucking farce. It's a fucking scam. Um, I am for food stamps. Don't get me wrong, right? I've been on food stamps at one point in my life, right? I got $350 a month to do fuck all. Now, granted, this was before they started cracking down on it, and they added the rule for able-bodied people that you had to work a certain amount of hours, and then even further, they cracked down more and essentially just removed all the able-bodied from even being receiving benefits. So let me tell you what I used to do, right? Obviously, your boy wanted to play the new video game. He wanted to buy some magic cards or some shit. So you know what I do? my friend and I would just exchange because he made real money from a real job. I was a bum ass motherfucker who lived off food stamps. So the way that I got money was, and keep in mind, everything was much cheaper back then as well. So like $350, shit, you big chillin' on $350, right? Um, Obviously, not living alone and stuff. That's a big booster in that. Like if I lived alone, even with the $350, I'd be drowning. But at the time, I wasn't, and I was getting food stamps. So because of this, when he go to the store, say he's going to the store to fucking pick up like $200 of groceries, he would just give me the $200 cash, and then I would go swipe the card because nobody ever checked, nobody verified, nobody cared, right? Most people will probably just assume that that person's just coming with you because they give you a ride here, blah blah blah. You're using a food stamp card, so you probably don't have money. I had money. I had money from him. So that's the difference, right? So I exchanged my food stamps one for one for cash all the time, all the time, right? I had a couple of friends, right? They go to the store, they go spend $80. I say, all right, give me $80. We'll just swipe the card. You get away with it, right? No problem. Now, obviously, I haven't been on food stamps in a long, long time, and since that point, the restrictions have skyrocketed because they realized that people were doing that. But the restrictions were not good enough to keep people from doing that, right? So, I've seen several arguments of people who simply just don't want it to change at all. I've seen other arguments where um, people want it highly restrictive, and the majority argument is that we're done paying for this shit and it needs to go away. That's an unfortunate one, but um, I don't know exactly where this is gonna go. Me personally, though, I do think that you need to provide some sort of assistance for the people who can't afford it, right? But I do think they should probably reintroduce it like WIC, where it's just basic essentials, right? And I've seen people argue for like, oh no, they should have some sodas and be able to get like candy and stuff like that. No, absolutely fucking not, right? That's like part of the reason it got abused. And then you have people who have like fucking seven fucking babies, fucking seven baby daddies, and they're already raking it in through fucking both child support and fucking government assistance without needing the SNAP at all. Those are the type of people that you need to be fucking auditing and fucking saying, no, no, you're making way too much fucking money. Like your monthly is insane, right? So let me tell you this. When I was in trade school, you had, well, four dorms. You had four dorms. You had a male dorm, a female dorm, co-ed dorm, and then you had the, what do you call it? The single mother's dorm, right? Single, like a single family dorm. Um so in this government program, because it was Job Corps, so it was government run, government funded. You had a monthly allowance of something stupid. It was, or was it every 2 weeks? It was either every 2 weeks or a month. I don't remember. It's been too long. Um, but it was something abysmal. It was like fucking $15 or something like that. Like who the fuck is going to enjoy themselves on 15 fucking dollars? Even back then, that didn't get you fucking very far. So your goal when you were in trade school was to get in with the single mothers, because the single mothers, one, they knew how to cook. Two, they continued to get their um what do you call it, child support. They continued to get food stamps, all that stuff, because they were a family, right? All their government assistance was still online, right? Whereas if you were there and you were just a single individual going through the trade school, you didn't get any government assistance. You got nothing. right? They didn't pay for your phone even. Like you got nothing. Everything had to come out of pocket. So your goal was to get in good with a single mother so then you could have 3 well-cooked, homemade hot meals a day. Dude, that shit was paradise, bro. Paradise. Bro, when I tell you that these chicks were living it, they were fucking living it, right? These girls, they had diamond rings and shit. They had fucking they had gold chains on, like nothing big and bulky, but just like that cute little fucking gold chain on, brother. Because they weren't spending any money. Like the government was paying for their room and board. Like they didn't have any monthly rent or nothing. So all the money that came in from child support or whatever, if they had 2, 3 kids, they were fucking chilling. So your goal was to get in good with them so then you could fucking take advantage of the system for yourself, right? And they do that for you, everybody looked out for everybody in trade school. And it's like one of the most enjoyable times of my life. Like everybody was chilling. And of course, you had your bad apples, right? We had some people who starting drama and shit, and this guy fucked this guy's girl and fucking a bunch of fucking drama bullshit from that, right? And even I had my fair share, right? We all come from a life, right? But the point is these programs have never truly taken into account people's certain circumstances, and they've just, as an overall blanket, have given it to people who don't necessarily need the assistance, right? This is just extra spending money to them, right? Because I would have girls that would take me to fucking Walmart and they'd buy me like fucking $300 worth of shit, and I'd be fucking stacked out. And then I would take that food, like the extras that I didn't want or I didn't need, and I would resell that food for a fucking regular price for people who were a little bit further along with their trade stuff and they were already making money. So like, because we had like work study stuff, and especially if you were in the nursing trade, if you're in the nursing or the healthcare side of it, and then you had like practicals that you had to prepare for and shit. So you would actually go work in a nursing home where they would you'd be able to essentially apply your skills immediately, and they would teach you the ins and outs, right? So yeah, you had quite a bit of stuff like that.
So this is a big deal. That used to be that Democrats cared about issues like this. I remember back when Obama said this during the government shutdown in 2013. Watch.
Uh-oh. Here it
Think
is.
about this. Shutting down the government just because you don't like a law that was passed and found constitutional. No Congress
Oof.
before this one has ever in history been irresponsible enough to threaten default.
Oof. Man, he really called that shit, huh? He really called that shit.
To threaten an economic shutdown, to suggest America not pay its bills, just to try to blackmail a president into giving them some concessions. We're not going to.
That part is insane. Because that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to force Trump to give illegals a bunch of fucking money. And yeah, honestly, I've stated my opinion on this so many fucking times, but like, if you shut down the government, right? I think whoever initiates the vote, they either have to come up with a proper solution to reopen the government. And I would say a week. I would give that person 1 week. And if they didn't have a proper solution that is actively voted on and agreed upon to reopen the government within a week, they should be fired. Nope. Nope. If you initiate the government shutdown, if you are the first one to fucking call it up to the congressional floor and say, I vote to shut down the government, then you better have some sort of fucking backing that makes some sort of sense to propose a solution to the problem that you are currently stuck on, right? So when it comes to funding for the illegals, right? Um, you need to have a solution in mind to get them that funding that can be agreed upon by everybody in the congressional floor. And if it can't be, then you just lose your job. Plain and simple. And I know what people are saying. I know what people are going to say. They're going to say, oh, well, then people can just do it on purpose and just not agree, and then it would force that person out of their position. And you know what I think? Fuck them. Fuck them. That's what I think. Because if you came into it and you just wanted to be fucking petty about it, then you won't have a proper proposal ready to go anyway. So you'll already be a bad actor, and I'm perfectly fine with them purposely throwing you out of the government, right? And there's enough differing minds in Congress that I really don't foresee that being an issue. It would be tough. It would be tough for either side to really pull that off to a degree that it would matter.
Submit to this kind of total irresponsibility. Congress needs to pay our bills on time. Congress needs
Facts.
to pass a budget on time.
Facts.
Congress needs to put an end to governing from crisis to crisis. If Republicans do
Facts.
not like the law, they can go through the regular channels and processes to try to change it.
Amen, brother.
That's why we have elections. You do not threaten the full faith and credit of the United States of America.
Hey, I agree. I agree. Unfortunately, his Democrat, friends up there in Congress don't. They don't agree. And they don't care either. They don't care about you watching this video. They don't care about your grandma who's currently starving because she doesn't have food assistance. They don't care about fucking um your cousin Tim, right? Who's on disability, right? They don't care about any of that shit. They don't care about none of it, right? They don't care about your uncle who's got the fucking who's not gonna get his VA checks now, right? They don't care about any of it. They don't give a fuck. They would rather the world burn than for them have to give up ground on a position that nobody agreed with. No one. Absolutely fucking no one.
But yet now,
Love a good flashback like that.
Keyword there was blackmail, blackmailing. And it's important to remember, too, that Chuck Schumer, who once called government shutdowns the politics of idiocy, famously said of this shutdown that every day gets better for us. Well, every day's not getting better for everyone. The flight delays.
It fucking of course it gets better for them because they don't feel the effects of anything that goes on here. Listen, I even saw a post on Facebook in some fucking radical group that I follow so I can kind of keep up with this crazy shit. I saw a post on Facebook of like people that are going to do their own blackout, right? No going out to restaurants, no fucking this or that or the other. And it's just like, what kind of stupid fucking retard made that stupid thing? Like, what you think that's an effective protest? The only people that hurts is your regular everyday citizens, your regular Joe Schmoes down the fucking block. That's the only people that fucking hurts. If you want the government to reopen and you want your food stamps back, what you need to be doing is you need to be writing your representative. You need to be blowing up their email. You need to be fucking calling in so much that they can't even fucking answer the line without another new call coming in, right? And obviously you need to be respectful. You can't just go on there and start calling them a bitch and shit. And you need to be respectful, but you need to fucking say your piece, right? You need to put pressure on your local politicians, right? Whoever your governor is, however you can get a hold of them, however you can communicate your specific desires to reopen the government, you need to do that. When the people join together, you can get just about anything done. We could shut down any corporation. We could get anybody thrown from their seat in office. It doesn't matter who it is or why they're there, right? If the majority of people can get behind a certain agenda, it's over for whoever the target is. It happens all the time. Look at the fucking the gaming landscape right now, right? We had a bunch of fucking villainous, vile, fat, ugly, bitch ass Karens and incel bitch boys who are trying to come into the space, censor it, fucking make it play to their fucking ideologies, and fucking push everyone out. And we revolted. We said no. We said you can take your fucking bullshit, put it back in your magic box, and get the fuck out of here. We said it over and over and over and over. And we collectively started targeting these fucking people, whether it was a fucking bullshit game review, or it was censorship on a certain platform, or it was anything fucking, anything related to um changing a key element of a story that we enjoyed, right? When we're talking about like swapping characters out, or we're talking about um essentially replacing certain dialogue just to fit a very, very, like a point fucking 2% to a fucking 3% minority of the population. Like, what the fuck are we trying to tailor games to those retards for? What the fuck is this bullshit? So if it works in that industry, it can work in any industry. There's nothing that is exempt from the absolute pushback of everyday people. The other problem is most everyday people aren't paying attention to this shit, right? The only people who watch Fox News are like 65 and up, right? Because like people like me and anybody who's like around my age, um, we all catch the patch notes of this. Like we see it on YouTube, or we see it on TikTok or whatever, or X, like Twitter. That's where we all get our news primarily. Like none of us watch mainstream media anymore. So the only people watching this shit are fucking senior citizens. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I think people just get lost in the sauce too easily, and it causes them to lose sight of their goal, and they target the wrong people to try to make the correct effect, right? I think that's exactly what happens.
42 million Americans with SNAP benefits. And just one last
42
point on that.
million?
Hakeem Jeffries. So
Oh
Washington
my
is run by the
God.
big four leaders, right? The majority leader and the Speaker of the House.
42 million of you lazy ass motherfuckers?
The minority leader
Brother, that's
in the House as well.
crazy.
And yet Hakeem Jeffries, out of every House district in the country, Hakeem Jeffries is the sixth most impacted by SNAP benefits. 43% of his district is enrolled in SNAP. So you would think that Schumer, who led us into this shutdown, and Hakeem Jeffries, who is among the most impacted, would come to the table and say this needs to end.
And I think, obviously both sides are trying to blame one another, but the facts remain. Bipartisan majorities in both the House and the Senate voted to keep the government open at Biden spending levels. a minority of Democrats in the Senate are filibustering it. That's why it is 100% Democrats who are responsible for shutting the government down.
What
Now this part I do not know. I've not been following the shutdown in its specifics, right? I think I reacted to one video about the speaker making comments about the shutdown. From the outside looking in, it definitely points toward the Democrats being the aggressors when it comes to keeping the government shut down. Do do I believe that? I don't know. I would have to look into it a lot more to see like what both sides are saying. Um, yeah, I wish, I really wish that everybody was mic'd the fuck up and this was like Congress was like on a 24-hour live stream. You know what I'm saying? Just like anytime you could just pop in and just kind of see what people are saying. I think that would be phenomenal. In a I know you could only do that to a certain degree. Like if you got like classified shit you got to talk about, um, obviously you're not going to want any mics or cameras or anything like that around. But for the most part, if we're just discussing regular American policies and possible government shutdown, government aid, this and that and the other, I think that is perfectly fine to be absolutely 100% transparent about. Would it ever happen? Probably not. But I do think it would be hilarious if there was a a live stream that people could just tune into. You just see the occasional fucking crash out of some old ass fucking 89-year-old goddamn Democrat who's got purple hair and shit just losing their shit. And like you got fucking Republicans on the right side threatening to fucking shoot everyone in there. Like I feel like there's some crash outs that are going on in there and like people get talked down from their position by other people in their little groups and shit. I do think that there's probably some wild shit getting said in there, dude. It's probably like total drama island in that bitch.
a great statistic you just put
Or total drama Alzheimer's.
forward, because if 43% of his constituents
Correct.
are on SNAP, what will happen when SNAP runs out? How much pressure will even Hakeem Jeffries, who's been, by the way, being trolled by the president with sombrero hats for the last several weeks, now he's actually going, maybe getting trolled by his own constituents, may not be able to come home for the holidays because they're not going to get their SNAP benefits before Thanksgiving unless he relents.
The answer to that, Rachel, is he's either just being pressured by the far left progressive.
Yeah. I don't think I need to watch any more of this. You got the idea, right? Yeah, it's nuts that Obama has the same exact take on government shutdowns as Trump. But for once, the shoe's on the other foot, and they are the ones who are doing the shutdown, apparently. That's nuts. On to the next topic. We are here with some legal mindset. Pokemon patent rejected. Big Pow World W. This is what I like to see. This is what I've been waiting on, man. I've been waiting on that update from old legal mindset on the latest with this lawsuit. I've been paying very close attention. Actually, for curiosity's sake, I kind of want to hold on a minute. Your boy's been putting in a lot of time in Old Pow World lately. So let's do a quick check. See, I'm currently at 109 hours on PC for Power World. For full context, I'm I'm think I'm at like 300 total hours, but most of those hours are on um whatchamacallit, on Xbox, because Xbox is the original console that I played Power World on. But yeah, I'm almost maxed out, man. I'm almost there.
Pokemon has had their patent rejected by the Japanese Patent Office. This is a giant win for
Hell
Power
yeah.
World and a huge step in their lawsuit between Nintendo, Pokemon Company, and Power World, and their attempt to dominate Pokemon and Nintendo, their attempt to dominate the Pocket Monster genre. Of course, we're going to talk about that in the Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire. This is a fast facts version, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. If you like
True.
this format, make sure you like the video and leave a comment below. So let's get right into it. Let's get my PP.
You heard
right
the
here.
man.
The Pokemon patent rejected. So let's talk about this. As background, obviously,
All right.
Nintendo and the Pokemon Company
Focus.
International
Lock in.
are engaged in a vicious lawfare campaign against Power World to corner the entire Pocket Monster genre. So they're trying to go after this entire genre, and they're trying to lock this down entirely. The lawsuit is for patent infringement, not copyrights. That's an important distinction. Oftentimes people
Right.
go back to the character designs and go back to, okay, this
Yeah. That was a very like popular push by some of the people, like some of the big like Nintendo heads that are Pokemon defenders. Um, that was like one of their main like things was like, oh, well, they're just copying all their fucking designs. Well, then if you want to play that game, then let's look at Pokemon's designs, and then let's look at fucking Dragon Quest, where Pokemon ripped their fucking designs from Dragon Quest's monsters, right? Do we really want to go down that route? I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. Listen. I am down to let Pokemon get absolutely railed in court for copyright infringement on Dragon Quest character designs. 100%. I'm so down, right? Now, is that ever going to happen? No, because it's not that big a fucking deal, right? Obviously. Now, I think this is my theory, right? If you look at the latest Pokemon game and how bad it is, I think that Game Freak is under contractual obligation to make Pokemon games, right? I don't know how long this is for, but this is my assumption, right? I am assuming this. I'm assuming that this is a deal put in place because if you look at the past few Pokemon games, Game Freak has done the absolute bare minimum as far as getting the game to function and getting the game to um, be, I don't know what you would be in a playable state, right? It's kind of the same thing, but the point I'm trying to make, right, is the quality of the games has gone down, right? I think that what used to be a passion project for Game Freak is no longer a passion project. I think that it has fallen off for them. I think they want to go into making different games, and this contract that they're under, hypothetical contract that they're under, is I think this is the reason that the games are going downhill because they're doing it to simply fulfill a contract while they work on other games. Like they're working on another game right now, and I watched the trailer for it when I was talking about this before, and it looks insanely good. It looks so good. And you can't even believe it's the same studio. Like they released Pokemon and a trailer for this fucking game that they're gonna make. And I think they are trying to separate themselves from the Pokemon name. I think they've been, um, I think, yeah, I really do think that they're just kind of sick and tired of it. They want to be known for something that isn't just a fucking Pikachu, right? And I don't blame them. You know, they put in a good run, but with all things, time changes. And I think they're looking to expand their portfolio. I think they want to move on to different types of games and different styles and try to, get into some different markets. And that's why I think that they're putting in the bare minimum effort to fulfill contractual obligation to the Pokemon Company And once that contract is up, Game Freak is going to go off. They're going to drop banger games, I think, because it's actually going to be something that the devs at Game Freak want to work on.
This character looks like this
That's
one.
my theory.
Well, that's not
That's my theory.
actually what this is for. What this is for patent infringement, which is
Right.
for the actual mechanics that underlie the systems. So saying, hey, this system is similar, that's the problem, not necessarily the design or the art.
Right.
Now, though, of course, some of the art does play into certain elements, and we'll get into that. But the case is currently in the Tokyo District Court. This is a Japanese case, although there are related U.S. patents, and obviously what happens in the U.S. is related to that. But the patents generally in Japan are reviewed by the Japanese Patent Office, the JPO. So I'm going to be using that term, JPO. So the JPO recently, just now, rejected one of the Pokemon patents, we'll talk about that, as lacking an inventive step, essentially saying, hey, this is not doing anything new. This is doing something
Yeah, it's too broad. It's not specific. And I think that this was a very necessary move. And I really think that when you are looking to push a patent in the office, right? In a patent office, I think there should be an initial either accepting, Jesus Christ, I can't speak. An initial acceptance or rejection of that patent. Just give you like right away, just give you an answer, say, okay, this looks good. Okay, this looks like shit. Redo it, come back to us, right? And then I think the patent office should then do an audit of all the other patents under that company, right? And review them. I think this is what should happen to every company every time they look to make a new patent, trademark, whatever the fuck, right? I think that they should do that every time. Every single time. That way you can make triply sure that there is nothing that is of broad scope that looks to monopolize a market in one specific brand's favor. And even to the point to where there's no like gatekeeping of competition, right? Because that's a big thing, right? If you're positioning yourself in a way of which you can be the only one in your market, or you can have others in the market, but because of certain things, you keep them at a lower tier than you consistently, that's a problem. That is a problem, right? And it's definitely taking advantage of the system. And I think I mean, this is not Japan specific, this is world specific. These offices need to be very aggressive with making sure these patents are going through a proper legal process.
that has been done before. And the patent office themselves cited older games such as Ark, Monster Hunter 4, Craftopia, Kantai
True.
Collection, shout
True.
out there, and Pokemon Go itself. Literally, Pokemon got owned by Pokemon Go.
Yeah, it's another company that makes the Pokemon Go mobile game, I think.
That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is here. And it suggests that Palworld isn't just copying Nintendo or Pokemon, but there's decades of established game mechanics
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
that are underlying what's going on here. So this complicates Pokemon's situation greatly, as another patent was derived from this denied patent. This is what I've called, what we've talked about in this channel as divisional patents. I talked about this previously in my coverage of Pokemon versus Palworld, and this is a legal strategy. So I know this looks complicated and there's a lot of kanji here, but what you got to pay attention to.
I fucking hate kanji, bro. Listen, a little bit about me. I studied Japanese for about a year before I was just like, this isn't for me. Mainly because like after doing some research, I found out that Japan has banned pit bulls. I didn't know Japan had a pit bull problem, but it's kind of crazy that they fucking banned them. And I find if your country has to ban a dog, that tells me more about your country than I need to know, right? That means your priorities aren't straight. You're looking the wrong direction when it comes to forcing responsibility and accountability on your people. And throwing that blame on innocent animals is an easy indicator that I will never be a citizen in your country. Never.
Is the one that was denied. So this patent was denied.
Oh yeah. Back to the point before I fucking completely went on a tangent there for a second. Kanji sucks. I fucking hate kanji. Why the fuck is that a thing? Right? Like, can't y'all fucking redo that and just make it more like katakana and hiragana? Like, come on, give me a break, bro.
Why is that important? This is important because there's another patent that was divided off of the one that's denied. So now this one that was divided off is under scrutiny, right? So this patent is
This is what I'm saying. Audit that shit, dude. The minute they apply to fucking not re-update, but um the minute they look to reestablish an already, already approved patent is like the time that you need to start reviewing all the other patents to make sure that, okay, this one seems pretty broad. Are they up to some weird shit? Let's look at all these other ones here. Okay, yeah, nah, I don't like this one. The copywriting error, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know if we could do that. We can't give you all the oxygen in Japan. It's not quite going to work.
been denied. This one's gone. So now this one definitely in trouble. And even this one, the parent patent, you got to go back and ask some questions. Wait a second. Is this completely legit? Because if this part of the patent is illegit,
Right.
then maybe
Yeah, if they're abusing it on this branch, then is the main trunk also rotting out? Like, do we need to reevaluate this entire scenario?
maybe a larger part of this is not
Yep.
legitimate as well. So there's a lot of
Yep.
questions this brings up as to the
Exactly.
legitimacy of the other patents, right?
This is what I
it a,
want.
silver bullet that takes out everything? No. Does it severely damage their legal strategy, and does it send Pokemon looking for excuses and looking for other things? Yes, absolutely it does.
So if I'm Pokemon, I'm looking at this and I'm reevaluating my approach to getting what I want out of this, right? So if I need to get this patent to go through to sink Power World into the ground, right? If I'm Pokemon right now, what I'm looking for is, okay, we made this too broad. That's brought other things into question. I'm overall looking at the umbrella of patents that we as Pokemon look after, right? And I'm looking at these patents and I'm saying, okay, they had an issue with this. This is very similar to this, this, and this. I'm going to go into these three things and I'm going to make them hyper specific to achieve both my goal of getting the patent approved and reapproved, and also the patent that I am currently the new one, right? I am also going to make that one insanely specific to achieve my goal of uprooting Power World, right? If my goal is to take out competition, how can I make this so specific that it is in my favor, regardless of what they're trying to do with this, right? As far as argument's sake, on the Power World side of it.
This is a pocket pair W without any holding it back at all.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, and this is a very fun unknown factor, and perhaps we'll get confirmation one way or another at some point, but there was a mysterious third party. We do not know whether or not it was Pal World, right? Whether it was pocket pair. We don't know. It probably was, but we don't know. They filed examples with the JPO, the Japanese Patent Office, of prior artwork. And the Japanese Patent Office let everyone know that it was the filing of this prior art which led to the rejection of the patent. This is excellent. So this gives us a template for fighting Nintendo. So whenever Nintendo files these patents, well, people can go, third parties can go to the Japanese Patent Office and, give them proof. Say, hey, here's why you should not grant this patent, because they're just absolutely picking off the past. This is nothing new. And this definitely opens up the scrutiny of other Nintendo patents, not even just Pokemon, but just more broadly Nintendo. There's probably a lot of mechanics that they're trying to lock down in general, overall, that they really don't have any.
Yeah, so here's the big thing, right? Let me move myself so that you guys can see. I'll go up here. So, extensive list of games that use the same mechanics which Pokemon is trying to monopolize. Ark, Tomb Raider, Zelda, Titanfall 2, Rune Factory 5. Palworld also argued mods like Pixelmon and Nukamon are I'm not even going to try to pronounce that shit. Nintendo refuses to acknowledge mods are art. Now, Nintendo is not wrong in this argumentation because mods technically, um, none of the assets, right, that are used in these games are. Well, actually, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I was about to go on a fucking weird. Okay, hold on. Nintendo refuses to acknowledge mods are art. I still don't understand. Okay, so this just threw me off on a whole different fucking line of thinking. This is a weird argument to make. Nintendo refuses to acknowledge mods are art, but I thought the argumentation wasn't the art, but it was the mechanics of which the art is presenting. Does that make sense? So, Ark has a capture system, right? Pixelmon in Minecraft has a capture system, and that is what they're arguing is patented, right? That is their mechanic, right? Nobody can have that mechanic, right? I'm very confused. Like, it almost seems like when Nintendo pushed this mechanics argumentation, I don't know if they're trying to find some weird loophole through like art, through like a subjective means. It just weird. It's weird to me that it says Nintendo refuses to acknowledge mods as art, are art. Um, I'm trying to think of like in what sense, right? Because you can argue that Pixelmon isn't art technically, but at the same time you can't because it is technically a new creation, but it's based off of an IP, right? Like Pokemon in Minecraft together, right? And I think the thing that is like the most obvious about this, right? They can't go after Fallout 4 because it has a backing by Bethesda, which has a backing by Microsoft. You can't go after Minecraft because it's also a game that is huge and is also backed by Microsoft. um, Titanfall 2, I'm not sure about. Rune Factory, never played. Zelda, that's a bunch of Nintendo infighting. Nintendo would never allow that to happen. Ark, maybe Ark. I don't know much about Ark or their studio. Same thing with Tomb Raider. So I guess I'd be more focused on in a hypothetical in my head, I'd be focused on Pixelmon and Nukamon. Um, and actually, now that I think about it, I was playing Minecraft recently. I'm doing like a survival run with a couple of my friends, and there is an actual creature capture mod in Minecraft. Now it's not Pokemon. All these creatures are custom creatures made in the world of Minecraft, right? They don't have any sort of Pixelmon or Pokemon models or anything like that. It's not like Pal World, right? They're blocky, just like any other Minecraft character. Um, so in a way, going along the argumentation here by Nintendo, their whole argument falls apart because they should have issued a cease and desist to those people to not put out that mod if it is their mechanic. Now, granted, things change when you're getting into overseas politics and patents and all that shit. Because as far as I know, Pokemon tried to pursue this in an American patent office already, and the patent office here rejected them as well. I may be misremembering that, but for some reason, that does pop into my head that there was some sort of like patent office argument here in the US and it failed for Pokemon because the US laws are different from Japanese laws. And when you do a patent here in the US, it has to be very specific on what it is you're patenting. You cannot patent anything that is generalized, right?
Right to. And there's an extensive list of games that use the same mechanics which Pokemon is trying to monopolize. We had Ark, Tomb Raider, Zelda, Titanfall, Rune Factory 5, and those are ones that were cited by Palworld that even Palworld brings up. But
Okay, so these ones are the ones that Palworld brought up.
Palworld also argued that mods are also a good reason why there's prior art.
Yeah, the mods is a weaker argument, but it is an argument.
That should be considered. And, that's something that I think is very, very important, especially since Nintendo refuses to acknowledge mods as art, right? So they're saying, hey, mods are not actually art. They're something that is that is really just derivative, and therefore we're not going to actually allow that. And if you're asking, am I updating my PowerPoint due to typos in mid recording? Yes, I am actually doing that. Okay,
Paste.
so there we go. Got it back there. So yeah, Palworld's arguing that mods like Pixelmon in Minecraft, Nukamon, Fallout 4 are prior art, and Nintendo refuses to confirm that mods are art. Of course, the court is not going to care whether or not they confirm that or deny that. Nintendo can.
Yeah, that's why the argumentation threw me off for a minute. I was like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck? Why are they talking about art? That has nothing to do with anything." Because we're the argumentation is mechanics.
Say whatever they want to say. They're going to look at that, the court, and it's going to say this has been done before.
Yeah, this shit made my head hurt,
That's the lack of an inventive step. And that's where they got in trouble in the past. And that's where
I just went down a whole different tangent when that shit came up.
Patents can also have issues. In conclusion, Japanese judges are going to defer strongly to the finding of the patent examiners.
True.
So the patent examiners are really the ones that are the technical experts or the specialists. So that's not good for Pokemon. The judges are not going to strongly go against the JPO unless there's a strong reason why they should go against the JPO. Pokemon has already modified one of their patents during the middle of the lawsuit. That is extremely desperate. Imagine that. You're in the middle of a lawsuit, and the whole point of the lawsuit is the validity.
Which I do think that should be illegal. Absolutely illegal. You should not be allowed to just adjust things to work in your favor mid-lawsuit. Now, pre or post-lawsuit, or possibly even looking at a whatchamacallit, like a temporary stop to like a temporary pause to the lawsuit to reevaluate a certain patent. I think you could possibly argue that, but I still think that should be completely illegal across the world. What the fuck kind of bullshit is that? I mean, come on. That's like and you me and you are racing in Forza, right? Right? We're doing a sprint race, point A, point B. And in the middle of the race, I say I add a new rule that you can only go 50% speed and I get to go 100% speed. The fuck? The fuck is that bullshit? Of course I'm going to win the race. I adjusted the rules to fit my benefit. It's such a cheat. It's a fucking scam.
Validity of the patents and patent infringement, but how is
I think that your patent should be established before or after a lawsuit. Never during should you be able to adjust a patent to fit whatever the fuck it is that you want to either get a one up on for another fucking whatever or avoid a loss on.
the judge supposed to decide what's been infringed upon if even you don't know what's being infringed upon?
Exactly.
Think about that. You're like, well, what is it that you're actually suing for? And you change the whole basis mid suit. It just doesn't make
If I were the judge and Nintendo adjusted their patent mid lawsuit, I would throw the lawsuit out and then I would audit their company and I would look into every patent they have and I would scrutinize every single one. And if every single one came back as not conclusive enough and not specific enough, then I would, or it's somehow like a overall, like over blanketed thing, um, then I would throw it out. I would absolutely fucking come down as a court of law and I would just say, guess what, patent office, you need to throw this, this, and this, and this out. Because this is clear overreach. It's clear that they are trying to monopolize a certain genre to be a space of which only they can exist.
much sense. So that's what's going on here. Now, Pokemon is also, and this is the rumor, the scuttlebutt, and I know the Pokemon people will be crawling out of the woodwork to comment on this one, but Pokemon is likely preparing a survival style, Power World-ish spin-off, which is why they're trying to monopolize the genre, because they're not creative, because they're not doing new stuff. What they want to do is knock off Power World and have the right to do that because they've kicked Power World out of the market. What they want
I still think if Power World wanted to pull the biggest gamer move, I think what they should do is start studying English and base your company in the US. Dead ass. And y'all might think that's crazy, but I think you throw in with Microsoft and you fucking base your shit in the US. Right? And you be very, very specific when coming up with a deal with Microsoft so that you maintain full creative control of Power World. Because I do think that if Microsoft gets involved with Power World, they will fucking ruin it. 100%. Microsoft has done nothing but drop disappointing games for like the past fucking decade, dude. It's so bad. It's so bad. But I do think if you get the backing of a major, major, major company, then you essentially become untouchable. They could file 1,500 patents, and none of those patents would do anything because they would only apply in Japan. That's it. Full stop. Right? Because the amount of pushback that they would get if they tried to force a patent to be approved in the US would be astronomical. And I do think that Nintendo's on the decline. I really do. I think that they have a bunch of old people at Nintendo trying to run it like it's fucking 1997 and it is slowly going to wither away at people's trust and nostalgia of Nintendo. And once that veil fully disappears, they're cooked. They're cooked. Their main market now is kids and women. That's it. Kids and women. Even now, you can go look at fucking Twitch, go look at the fucking Pokemon ZA or whatever the fuck it is, and you could see that predominantly most of those people that are playing it are women. That's it. Right? You got a few guys sprinkled in there, but for the most part, it's all chicks. He's the only ones playing that fucking game. And everybody else who's playing that game is 12. So
Want to do is be a cheap Power World knockoff, right? And try to take over that side of the market by kicking out Power World because Power World's already proved their concept.
it'll never work. It'll never work. Here's why. Because Pokemon will never put out a game that is as good as Power World. Pokemon is not good at survival. Pokemon is not good at pushing adult themes. Pokemon has thrown in as a kid-friendly company for so many years, they don't know how to be adult. I think that that game will be the worst investment Pokemon has ever made. It'll be the final nostalgia grab that ends Pokemon as a nostalgia franchise. I do. I really do. I think it's going to come out and people are just going to be like, why? Why did you even think this was a good idea? And they're going to go play Power World because they could try to push Power World out the market. I don't think it's going to happen, right? Because I do think that if you put Power World on the back foot, I think either Sony or Microsoft, probably if Microsoft wasn't retarded, if they were fucking smart, they would swoop in and grab Pocket Pair. And they would put Power World on an American platform where Japanese law has no regard on how they operate. Just saying. If I'm Microsoft, I'm pulling out the checkbook right now. I'm saying, how much you want? How much you want? How much you want? We're about to bring back Halo and shit. You know, we're gonna have eyes on us like crazy. You know, well, how much you want? Let's add you to the team. Because I think that's what Xbox is doing. I think they're moving to the publisher side of things, and they aren't getting into the game creation space anymore. I think acquiring Pocket Pair would be a baller fucking move because that solidifies budget for Pocket Pair to put out a sequel to Power World that isn't some shitty fucking weird dating sim shit. What the fuck? I saw that shit on Steam. I was like, what the hell is this? What a waste of resource when you're fighting when you're fighting Nintendo and the Pokemon company and you're out here putting out some weird cheap dating sim thing. I don't know if it's cheap. I never played the game, right? I just knew it came out. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Proved that's a viable concept. So now they're trying to come into that market. I don't think that's smart. I still think that the best conclusion is still an amicable, a friendly settlement between Nintendo, between Pocket Pair and Pokemon Company International particularly. And I think that is all in the hands of Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. They're the ones that could decide to settle this, to end this, and that's the way it should go. But let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the comments below, and I will catch.
Yeah. A lot of people concluded when this all started that a settlement was going to be how it ended. Um, but my hope is that they lose more than they gain from this, right? I think Power World. Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, Power World is still in early access. It has not even officially released. Are you kidding me, bro? The game is phenomenally good. And it's still in early access, and it has a bigger player base than probably the past fucking 10 Pokemon games. So like, I don't know if that's a fact. I'm just fucking spitting that one off the dome, but probably not. You know, let's look at Steam. How many people got on all Power World? Pal World. Pal World. Let's look at charts. All right. Max 2.1 million people on Steam. 50 at a 24-hour peak, 27, well, technically 28 on right now. Right now. That's insane. Insane. And this is just PC. This is not Xbox, it's not Sony, right? It's not PlayStation. They're fucking killing it. Absolutely killing it. And they are continuing to put up so much effort. I've been with the game since launch, and the amount of detail and world building they've added to the game, fucking insane. Insane. So yeah, I absolutely think that if worst came to worst, if you're Microsoft, you're looking at this and you're saying, definitely picking up Pocket Pair the minute they get put into a corner, right? Because it's more advantageous for a Microsoft or a Sony to come in and try to sweep them up when their back's against the wall, because then they have to be more friendly and capitulate, right? A bit more with making the deal so they can get a better deal in their favor. Yeah. I mean, fucking, what more do you need? You know, what more do you need? What a game. What an absolute unit of a game. All right. I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back. And then we're going to go and grab our final 2 videos. All right. We are on the second to the last video. And we are doing a reaction to Shoe on Head. Are Men Okay? I'm Afraid of Women. Lamau. So, let's see what we got going on.
And happy Halloween. This Halloween, I have decided to dress up as the scariest possible thing to my audience.
Women.
A woman.
Rip.
As the OG YouTube pick-me, I have made many videos dunking on bad female behavior, ranging from terrible things
4chan,
like the creepy female teacher epidemic, to more silly things like women posting their L's in my Are Women Okay video. The video where I read embarrassing stories women willingly put on the internet about themselves. And that video has sort of become a fan favorite. So I've gotten many requests from you guys to do a male version of that video. But the issue I found is the male version just doesn't exist. No, I'm not joking. I looked everywhere for the male equivalent, but it turns out, unlike women, men don't like to post embarrassing stories about themselves. Women will be out here openly talking about the time they got a yeast infection from the homeless man behind a Denny's, but a man won't even post about the time he said "you too" when a waitress said "enjoy your food." They take that shit to the grave. At least, that's what I thought.
Fair.
Until I visited a dark, forbidden corner of the internet.
Oh,
I used
no.
a VPN, I changed my IP address, I went incognito mode, and I visited reddit.com. And I found one of the funniest and most depressing communities I have ever come across in all my years doing this. It's true, folks. I may have found the one place on the internet where men are posting their L's. Lord knows it's hard to be a man today, you know, like I couldn't imagine. You're told to be nice, but not too nice, confident, but not too confident, 6 foot, 6 pack, 6 figures, have a perfect beard or a perfectly clean-shaven face. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Before we dive into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Henson Shaving. Most razors force people into these weird workarounds like apply cooling aftershave to help with the burn. No, and for a long time there was nowhere for them to vent. Can't vent to your friends because that's gay. Can't vent to your girlfriend because that's gay. Can't vent to a therapist because that's gay. Everything is gay except of course gay sex, which we all know is only gay if the balls touch. So what is a man to do? Where is a man to go? Reddit. of course. R/kitchen cell.
Only specific. Very specific. Men go to Reddit, right?
To be exact. Kitchen Cells is a Reddit page where, quote, incels go to vent their frustrations with the world, as well as show off
Exactly.
the food they are consuming at the moment. Now, for those of you who don't know what an incel is,
Bro, that shit's
an
gay,
incel
bro.
is a involuntary celibate. Somebody who, for whatever reason, cannot get laid or get a girlfriend. And for the people watching this, a girlfriend is a girl that is your friend, who you love. Like that little anime girl you watch.
Absolutely fucking not. Don't want one. Don't need one. Stay away from me. Listen, kings. Okay? You don't need that distraction in your life. Right? You should start looking for a girlfriend when you're like 35. All right? Till then, focus on you, right? Get your mental right. Get a dog, right? Get the bag up. Get that debt clear. Bliss. Enjoy it. Go on some vacations, bro. Enjoy that shit. Right? Go to the gym, get fit. Right? You got to do all that shit. So once you get a girlfriend, it's over. It's over. She's going to come in and fuck up your life. So you got to get it while the getting's good.
In the corner of your screen, except she loves you back. So
listen, to all the Karens that are about to go into comments after that, chill the fuck out, bro. It's a joke. Stop taking life so seriously.
Let's dive into this. Let's see what Reddit is cooking. Failed my f***ing drive.
Failed my driver's test today. I'm 26 years old. I can't hold a job. I can't get laid. I can't even drive. I don't deserve flavors. You don't deserve to live. Is that mean? I don't know if that's mean. But at some point, we're going to have to start auditing the population. And if this is true, then we really are going to have to set up number 2 pencil fucking manufacturing plants, aren't we? Like, that's going to have to be a thing. Like my plan was originally use criminals, right? But now I'm starting to think I need to expand it from criminals to incompetent individuals. Like, if you can't excel in at least what if you can't excel in at least 3 parts of your life, you're done. You're done. We're just going to take you out of society. You're not going to go to prison, but we are going to put you in a facility of which you're in a fucking brick padded room, prison style ish. And, we'll give you a game console. Like, you can have some manga or something, fucking talk to the outside world from that area, but you can't leave, and you got to work 8 hours a day. Make it number 2 pencils. We're going to have to expand it, aren't we? I think we are. Let me know down in the comments. Do we have to expand my plan to put everybody in a manufacturing plant to make number 2 pencils?
Driver's test today. I'm 26 years old. I can't hold a job. I can't get laid. I can't even drive. I don't deserve flavors. I dropped my salad. I fail at everything I do. I'll never amount to anything. I'm a perverted incel freak with weirdly long toes. Classmates that I have school shooter vibes. Bowl of sludge. What?
What the fuck?
Am I looking at? Is this your classmate? Holy shit, maybe they were right. Resident Evil ass meal. I asked my high school biology teacher out on a date the day I turned 18 via her Steam.
I asked my high school biology teacher out on a date the day she turned 18 via her Steam account. She blocked me. Bruh. Hey, you know what? I give him respect for fucking trying to get the bag with the teacher, though. To be fair. If he would have succeeded, right? He probably punched way above his weight class, obviously, you know, no normal adult is going to take you up on that. But you also miss 100% of the shots that you don't shoot. So
account. She blocked me. This guy somehow managed to find the one female teacher that did not want to groom their male.
Sometimes you just got to take the L, bro. You just got to take the L, man. You missed the shot. It's okay. It wasn't the buzzer beater. You're all right. You didn't lose the game. Right? Everybody lost the game together. Family.
Student. Incredible. Chicken looks good though. 7 out of 10. Asked a girl out and she started laughing. Oh, that's just a learning experience, dude. Got super hard.
Damn.
Rice. Oh.
Rip.
5'10", rice looks good. The only girlfriend I've had was on an online game when I was 11. I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. That was a man. That was a 45-year-old man. Made this cake to celebrate 6 months off.
And his name was Chuck.
On heroin. No woman could love a creature like me, but this feels great anyways. I only haven't ended my life because I don't want to make any women happy. My obsession with an anime girl prevents me from talking to 3D women. Every night before going to sleep, I watch a video of her kissing the camera, and it is almost always the highlight of my day. May I know which one it is? Sue from Monster Musume. You know?
What the fuck? Oh my god. This show was fucking unhinged. I fucking watched this shit. I watched it and it was one of the first like when I was going through my harem era as all men do when they are full weebs at one point in their life before you grow up and become a man. Monster Musume is one of those shows that knows exactly the show it is. It doesn't try to upsell you on some fucking Vinland Saga level fucking storytelling, some fucking enwrap you in the world Attack on Titan type shit, right? It knows exactly what it is. And it is very unapologetic about it, right? It's definitely one of those that is easy to sit down, watch. No, you don't have to turn your brain on for it and just vibe. And then you could be like, damn, what if, bro? What if?
What? After the last video I did,
Of course, it's the youngest looking one, too. That's so bad. Bro, raise your standards. If I were to go for any of them, dead ass. Quick tangent right now. Mm. Jesus. If I were to go for any of them right now, let's see if I can find a. It would be this girl, the spider girl. If I were to go for any of them, it'd be her. Why the fuck is this shit so blurry? I couldn't do this shit again. Hold on. For the intellectuals. This one. Arachnea. I think that's her name. This is the one that I would choose. 100%. I know a lot of you basic bitches are gonna go for the fucking Lamia one here. And some of you are gonna go for the horse, and I question you. And if you go for these two, you should be shot. This one, sure, but your life is on the line. And there's a lot more girls that are in this show that aren't part of the main group. So you could choose one of them as well. Oh yeah, there's this Doulahan girl too right here. So, yeah. But I would go for the Spider Girl. She's got the MILF mommy vibe, right? I get down with that shit. Oh, here we go. This is some of the other ones right here that are like in the show. But like, oop, that's not what I meant to do. But they're not like a major like part of the show. These ones here. They're part of like the goon squad that keep people from gooning these ones. The anti-goon squad.
I can't even judge this, like, at least it's human looking. The bar is in hell. I have a huge crush on a coworker. I was talking at her
Facts.
about fishing, and I jokingly said I could buy her one of those toy Barbie fishing rods and teach her how to catch a fish. She said, I don't think I'd be interested in that, in the most disgusted tone of voice I've ever heard a human muster.
What?
I like how he said talking at her. Not with her, not talking with her, talking at her. Women love when you talk at them. Just corner them and start yapping about World War I or like Warhammer lore. They f***ing love that shit. Just get right up in their face and explain to them the entire plot of Lord of the Rings.
True. You know what's crazy? I was actually talking about this today with my dog sitter. And so in high school, I wanted nothing more than to be the ladies' man, right? And I was about as far removed from that as you could possibly be, right? Now, there was a time where I did become the ladies' man, and that was the most drama-filled fucking time of my life, and I will never go back to that because Jesus. Hell no. I was stressed the fuck out. It's too much. So I went from high school to being popular with no one, but wanting to be, to now, as an adult, after having, my time as a horny fucking trade in college graduate, right? And attendee, to now, as an adult, where I've somehow come full circle, and now I get female attention involuntarily all day. All day. And I literally, and this is not me trying to brag, but this is also me venting a little bit. Bro, I listen. I'm at the point in my life where I want no extra attention on me whatsoever. None. Here's the reason that I'm probably going to be single for the rest of my life. One, I'm selfish. Two, I live a very disciplined and scheduled life. I do not, and I've said this before in a previous video, I do not change anything about my life. I do the same thing every day, consistently, all the time. I don't change nothing. And it's not like that I don't go out and do things, right? Because I'll go out with the boys, we'll go drink at the bar, we'll do some darts and shit and have a good time. Or I'll go or I'll go fucking plan a vacation, right? Fucking 2023, I was in fucking Hawaii. I went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. That shit was fucking awesome. I fucking had a great time, right? And next year I'm going to Texas for 5 days. So, um it's not like I don't go and do things, right? I enjoy my life, but I'm not trying to add an element to my life that takes away or changes that schedule in a way that I disagree with, right? And it's a very selfish thing to expect somebody who is coming into your life to conform to your schedule alone. That's why I'm going to be single. That's why. It's 100% selfish and it's 100% simply just the way that I'm wired, right? It's the way that I'm wired. It's the way that I'm going to be pretty much my whole life, right? That doesn't mean I won't have my fun here and there, probably, right? As we do. But I don't foresee anyone being able to come into my life and simply just adapt to the way that I live without wanting to change it to fit them a bit more, right? It's just not possible. It's just not possible. Like relationships are give and take, right? And I am not willing to give shit. um, but so it goes. I've accepted it. I'm cool with it. And it's the way you got to be. You either get set in your ways and you understand that this is who you are and you're disciplined about it and you understand like this is not how the world works and you can accept that, or you lash out. You lash out on the internet and the world and you think that society should conform around you. At the end of the day, society's going to be society, man. People are going to be their own individuals all the fucking time. You can't expect them to conform to your worldview, to the way that you live your life, right? That's just not, it's not fair to anybody, which is why I would never bring somebody into that situation. Now, if they want to try to jump into that situation, that's up to you. That's up to you, but I'm never going to actively pursue somebody. I will never pursue somebody to try to come into my life in my routine because it's just not fair. It's just not. But if they want to try, I'm not the type of person to just say no, I want nothing to do with you, right? If there's somebody who genuinely wants to give it a fair shake, and maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. No hard feelings, regardless. So, it's just life. It's all about maturity, man. It's all about maturity. It's all about discipline, Um, but at the end of the day, I know where I am. I know where I'm going, right? And my mind is focused on that. I have no focus on anything else aside from that.
That's how you get him. My mom's new boyfriend is younger than me. Oh no, his mom is being hag-maxed. She's
Oof.
52, I'm 23. He's 21. He could literally be my brother. What the f do they even talk about? Oh, don't worry about it, bro. They're not doing much talking. I wish a tomboy could just casually kidnap me and drag me into a room.
I wish Tomboy.
Pasta cereal. I feel like tomboys are like
What
an
the
endangered
fuck?
species. What the f is that? Forget tomboys. You need to be kidnapped by the
That's what I thought.
feds. You need to be exiled away from society for what you did to that pasta.
This is what I'm saying, dude. This is why I think I need to expand production of number 2 pencils.
My ancestors are weeping.
This
The
is
last time
why.
I met anyone was when I went to the psych ward a few years ago, where I got a crush on the first girl who ever showed me any interest. She ghosted me. Just my stupid Chungus life. Okay, honestly, good. Do not get with the f***ing girl you met at the psych ward, okay? None of this
Yeah, there couldn't be a bigger red flag. What the holy fuck?
Harley Quinn Joker bullshit. You can't fix her.
True.
She can't fix you. No, no, no. Next. Today I found out the woman I have been pursuing is a lesbian. Burger meat hot dogs for me and my
You Dookie dogs, bro?
father, who hates me. Okay, 1, that is doo-doo. That is from a butt. And 2, it is not over. It's not over. There's still one way you can date her. Put this on. I don't deserve love. Segregated Tic Tac.
True. The year 2025, you can identify as a woman so you can date a lesbian. True. We found the loophole, boys. Buy the wigs. Buy all the wigs.
I have an eating disorder, gay, so I almost never actually cook. I'm eating plain strawberry yogurt out of a dog bowl this morning. F my lonely puppy life. Yesterday my scrambled eggs were oversalted. This morning they were undersalted. I have to kill myself. Wait, if the eggs are undersalted, can't you just put more salt on them? Wait, don't
No. To be fair, I get it. It's not the same. It's not the same, right? Because like you have to like salt them the right way as you cook them. That way the salt mixes in with the eggs before they get to like the floofy, like harder stage, the more solid state, because it doesn't evenly distribute the salt. I understand. I understand where he's coming from on this. On this. But the whole kill yourself thing, it's not that serious. Relax. 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 All right. I have a place that you can go. Sorry.
Yourself. Just add more salt! Off to a VTuber burping compilation, and now I'm having the only meal I know how to make. Where the f did it all go wrong? That is disgusting, bro. Which VTuber?
What?
Which one? Which one so I know to avoid that channel? A female coworker complimented me on my shirt, and I began to stutter trying to say thanks. This guy will remember that for the rest of his f***ing life. Men will be 85 years old on their deathbed, surrounded by their family, remembering the time some random woman complimented his Metallica shirt 45 years ago. Ladies, you want to make a random man's life? Compliment his shirt. Just make sure it's not one of those f***ing, like, Ahiago anime shirts, though.
Hey, hold up. I remember when those first came out, those are like when the MAGA hats first came out, dude. These Hagao shirts. Bro, if you saw somebody, I remember. Oh man, I remember in high school, dude. In high school is when this shit first dropped. And um we had a friend. We had a friend. And his name was Blake. Blake, he was a bit of a class clown, delinquent, if you will. And he wanted to get back at the teacher because the teacher took his phone away. So he bought 7 of these fucking hoodies. And every day, and he got the ones with the most graphic. He even got one that was like he got it off of like a third party site, and it was like all colored in, super super fucking graphic. And he wore it to school every fucking day for a week, and the teacher had to keep taking it. And it was so fucking funny to see how frustrated the teacher was by the end of the fucking week with him coming in with these goddamn fucking rated R shirts. Oh man, he single-handedly got explicit shirts, anime-related shirts banned from our school. Because none of the teachers, like nobody knew what the fuck hentai was. Nobody. Like this is a very still niche thing at the time, right? But like they're also like they're adults. Like they knew exactly what this was depicting. Like they could come to that conclusion. Like they didn't need to do the research, right? So yeah, that was so good. It was so good. What a time.
That was a weird era. I licked this canned tuna to imagine what it feels like to eat pussy. It doesn't taste like that or have that texture though. Put 5 pennies in your mouth, cut a hot dog down the middle, and then lick that. Probably closer. And here I am thinking the guy who licks a can of tuna pretending it was a pussy was rock bottom. What the f am I reading? Why can't you just buy a Fleshlight or something like a normal person? The smell and the flavor are important factors here.
What the fuck?
Stop. If it smells and tastes like tuna, something is wrong. She has an infection. Suppose a girl has blocked you on every platform, but you know her address. For the past year, you've been sending her 1 GIF each.
I'm already stopping, bro. I'm already stopping. What are we doing? What is this?
Month, each one bigger than the last. Sometimes you include a note. She's never responded, but you know she's receiving them. How would you proceed? You don't.
Yeah.
You don't proceed.
Exactly.
None of these people at this party know I beat it to Giantess Vor animations. Maybe, But now the whole internet does. I love the people in the
That's
comments
crazy.
like, my man. It is just actually insane.
What
Like,
the fuck?
these people walk amongst us. Like, the guy in front of you in line.
Well, to be fair, it is easy to spot this type of individual. It really is. Now, you may not like it, but it is very easy to spot this individual. I'm just saying, they fit a certain profile.
At the bank might.
And if you want to know what kind of profile that is, just watch any Asmongold video for like the past 6 months.
Have a being eaten alive fetish. Who knows? An acquaintance I have is talking with his girlfriend and 4 of her friends 40 feet away from me. He said statistically 1 of the 10 guys in this room is a racist. They all looked at me. Funfetti pizza. I was talking to a girl who thought I was Latino. When I told her I'm Indian, she almost gagged. Woke up this Sunday morning.
The
I'm still
fuck?
5'9". Okay, 5'9" is not f***ing short.
What the fuck? 5'9"? Isn't that average? I'm fucking short. So if they're 5'9", hold on. What is the average? I don't know where this person is. I'm just going to assume they're in the US. What is the average height for a US male? 5'9". 5'9". He's literally average. I'm 5 foot fucking 6.5. What the fuck is he on about? Short. You ain't fucking short, bitch.
What the hell have the dating apps done to men? Women on dating apps have just like destroyed the male psyche. Like dudes now believe if you're not 6'3", it's f***ing over.
That's a large generalization. Like, it's really not that serious. It's really not. But I suppose if you're on Reddit, then of course it's serious.
Didn't they just implement like a height filter on
Twitter.
like Bumble or one of those apps or something? That is insane. Could you imagine they did a weight filter? Could you imagine no women under 170 pounds? Could you fucking imagine? They would never.
Should we do that for a video? You know how like Facebook has like Facebook dating? Let me know in the comments. Should we do a Facebook dating video where we just like look at like girls' profiles and we just swipe left or swipe right based on the same things that they would do for men? I think that would be a fun, like, interesting video.
They would never. Paid for nudes for the first time. They weren't great nudes, but I kept paying because she talked to me. Spinning Glizzy. She talked to you, huh? Are you sure about that? Are you sure you were
Bam.
talking to Cutie Pie Kit
Human interaction. Take my wallet.
69 and not f***ing Kamal from Pakistan? Because
True.
apparently that's the thing. Apparently only
I saw this fucking thing where it was like a very advanced like AI like mirroring thing where it was a guy on the camera, but what was being projected through was an AI woman. And it literally took him and it morphed him into a girl. And it was like real time, like like a VTuber. Like a VTuber. It was insane. It was nuts. I was like, man, at some point, men are all going to be gay. We're all just going to be 100% gay. That's insane. That's nuts to think about. Like there just won't be women left. Because behind every woman is going to be a man. Because like eventually, like we're going to have robots and shit. Like I honestly think that women are on their way out of society. Call it a hot take. This is my like century, millennia down the road theory. I think women are gonna die out. Dead ass. I think they're on their last hurrah right now. Because I think that what's gonna happen is that men are gonna become so insanely lonely and insufferable that they are going to create autonomous beings, AIs, right? Androids that had the capacity to carry children. And that's going to be the end of women. I don't know if it'll be the exact end, but it'll be the start, right? And I do think like all the women that you'll see are either going to be AI androids that are simply doing the job that you used to do, right? Or they're going to be men portraying as a real woman, right? Capitalizing on the market, you know. I think that's what it's going to be. Dead ass. I think women are going to die out because men are just going to create the apparatus they need to continue to make more men. I think that's what's going to happen. Now, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Like, it probably got a millennia left, you know? How long is a millennia? I actually don't even know. Is that what I think it is? Or am I thinking, or was I right earlier? Hold on. 100 years is it called a century or is it millennium? Oh, it's not a millennium. Okay, so hold on. So decade is 10 years. So century. Century is 100 years. All right. Yeah. All right. My brain melted out my frickin' ears, dude. 100 years is a century. I don't know why I could not reach that conclusion, but that's a thing.
OnlyFans girls hire agencies in like India and Pakistan to like talk to their simps for them. I masturbate to girls until I am tired of them, so I won't have to approach them and then get rejected. Is this why the birth rate is so low? I was under the impression
Bros hate jerking? What the hell, brother?
and it was because the economy and because gender
It's supposed to be stress relieving, bro. It's just adding stress.
relations are so terrible in this country, and like women want a career and they're on
That's
birth control,
crazy,
blah 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 blah.
brother.
But I don't know. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe there's just millions of this guy, or maybe this is just Reddit. I can only get off to femboy hentai now. Corn on the cob.
Definitely just read it.
No salt, no butter, no nothing. This is the closest I can get to the feeling of eating out a girl's vagina. Oh, that's not... You know what? Maybe it is. I don't know. My cat was sitting on my lap and I had to make him move because I started to get hard when I saw a gif of Candace Owens. I was watching a not safe for work video with that one French girl and coomed just when the camera randomly zoomed in 4K HD on a guy's face, so I busted a load to a guy. Felt a little bit cucked and gay and cried a little bit. You could have looked away. But
True. Could have looked away, could have closed your eyes, but you were curious. You're gay.
you didn't. Did you? My body is permanently deformed and crippled by decades of compulsive, joyless masturbation. Everyone who sees me can tell instantly. Saw a female's body in the cheese and had to jerk off before finishing the plate. Microwaved cheese lasagna. Okay, so I'm just gonna pretend I didn't read the first part. What the f is that? That is not lasagna.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is.
That is an abomination. Jerked off to a VTuber crying compilation and the hardest I've ever in my life. I used to be a track star in high school and both my parents always loved me. How did I fall so far? It's actually so crazy how like you can do everything right as a parent. You could just be like a great responsible parent and raise your kid right. And then one day on your son's like 13th birthday, you gift him his own computer. And then in a few years, he's masturbating to anime girls crying and posting about it on Reddit. Tofu broke apart just like my life. Yesterday, for the first time in my life, I looked for and watched cuck porn on purpose, then cried. I have a micro penis. All porn is cuck porn. You're sitting in a chair watching two people fuck. You might as well be sitting in a chair in the corner of a hotel room watching two people fuck on a bed. What's the difference?
You pretty much can nowadays with like how far like VR has gone and stuff like that. Like that shit's crazy. That was like literally like when VR first got like the most basic functionality of viewing a video player while having the headset on. The first thing most guys did was look up porn, let's be honest, right?
is basically virtual cucking. Tried to jack off today, but all the was so bad I just turned my phone off and cried myself to sleep. Okay, the reason why you think the is boring is because you are so completely desensitized from seeing it all the time. Like 40 years ago, dudes were jerking it to like the Sears catalog underwear ads. And now the most insane, depraved shit you could ever fucking imagine is only like a few clicks away. Like, I just don't think humans were meant to live that way.
Bro, I remember looking at porn on my grandpa's computer, bro. And if y'all don't remember, there was a company called Gateway. And if you had a Gateway computer, you were doing pretty good. But in order to run a Gateway computer, it took up the phone lines in your house because the internet infrastructure was abysmal back then. Horrendous. Tragic. So I remember one day that I was on the computer and I was looking up porn for the first time. For the first time. Real young. Real young. It's like fucking 6 years old, right? I was like, what? Was that 6? I actually think I was like between like 6 and 8 years old. One of those times was like the first time I was looking at porn, right? And this was when there was like no antivirus stuff. There was like no way to like stop pop-ups from happening. So you just had to have like really good click speed to get the fuck out of that shit before you got caught. And sure enough, my dad comes to pick me up and he starts walking in towards me. I hear the door, right? I had the volume insanely fucking low on them cheap ass fucking desktop speakers. And I hear him coming because like my grandpa, like he's fucking sleeping. He's napping. Like he is, afternoon nap. And I hear my dad coming and I'm like quickly like trying to fucking close everything out. And I barely got it all closed out in time before my dad came. Because like if you weren't careful and you went to the wrong site and you think you closed everything out, it was actually still opening up more shit. And it would open up more shit after you thought you closed out the main site. So you had to be careful. Like you had to be fucking like if I was playing shooters back then, oof, 50 kills. 50 kills easy, no problem. I fucking went in on closing out them fucking tabs. Or the windows, sorry. Fucking what the fuck, man? That shit was crazy back then.
Like, I don't think humans were meant to see sissy hypno inflation compilations every second of the day, you know? Whenever I masturbate, I leave my cum sitting in my underwear. We can smell it, by the way. We can smell the cum. Women especially can tell if you have recently masturbated. You ladies know what I'm talking about. Like, you go up to a guy and, like, you can just tell. Like, you can smell it. If you're a guy and you're like,
wait, what? Is that a thing? There's no way that's a thing. Is that a thing? This is gonna ruin my search history. Can women smell when a man masturbated recently? Can women smell when a man masturbated recently? Viral hoax. The claim that women can smell when a man masturbated recently is a viral hoax. It has been debunked by multiple sources, including Reddit. No. So it's real? If its only debunking source was Reddit, then that means it's real. That means it's real. You mean to tell me we're going to have to watch when we jerk now? Hold on. We're double, first time ever, double fact checking. We're using Grok. I'm ruining my Grok history too. Can women smell when a man has masturbated recently? This fucking video has gone such a crazy direction. I spelled masturbated wrong? Oh. Rot then, governor. It's real? Yes, some women and people in general can detect the scent of a recent male masturbation, though it's not universal and depends on several factors. Here's a breakdown based on biology and anecdotal evidence. The science of the smell: semen's odor. Fresh semen has a distinctive bleach-like or chlorine smell due to the alkaline pH levels. Compounds like spermine and spermidine that oxidize in air. This scent becomes more noticeable 10 to 30 minutes after ejaculation as it dries and interacts with skin bacteria. Hey, this is a message to all men. 45-minute windows. 45 minutes. You have to pre-jack your jacks, okay? Pre-jack your jacks 45 minutes before attending anything. What the fuck? Before you leave your home, 45 minutes beforehand, you're safe. 30 minutes or less, you're fucked. Sensitivity varies. Human olfactory detection thresholds differ widely. About 20 to 30% of people are highly sensitive to semen-related odors. Oh my God. Women may notice more if they're ovulating. The man hasn't showered or changed clothes / underwear. It's an enclosed space like a bedroom. Oh my God. Real world detection. Distance matters. Up close hugging, kissing during intimacy, the smell on skin, breath, or clothing can be obvious. Sensitive noses from across the room, unlikely. Okay, so social distancing, you're okay. Can it be masked? Showering soap eliminates 99% of the time. All right, so boys, right before you shower, bingo, done. Ain't gotta worry about it. On fabric, sheets, clothes lingers longer until washed. All right, you accidentally, you're not paying attention, gets away from you a little bit, wash that shit immediately. Breath. What? Breath from oral contact fades in an hour. I'm fucking sorry? I'm fucking sorry? Bottom line, yes, some women can smell if conditions align, but it's not a superpower, more like noticing cologne or BO. If you're worried, hygiene solves it. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy that it's common enough to be considered along the lines of BO and cologne. That's nuts. The more you know. I learned something new today.
You're like, wait, is she joking? Is she being serious? Don't worry about it. Last night I jerked off in my
I worried about it.
steamer.
I worried about it. I did it for the boys. Now the boys know. Y'all know. 45 minutes, social distancing, good hygiene, you're clear. Do as much as you want. That's the rules.
Of a load landed on my Xbox and
Bro
fell
code.
into the ventilation of the console, and it turned
code
me
amendments.
on so much I sprayed the console with 9 sprays of my mom's perfume and masturbated To the stench, and now it won't start. Breakfast to start the day. Why?
Absolutely cursed paragraph, but the breakfast looks fire. Right? You got the Nutella, bro. He's got the bacon. Right? He's got the spread. He's got the spread. The French toast. Yes. But what the fuck is this shit up here?
To the stench, and now it won't start. Breakfast to start the day. Why? Why? I've had this crush for 3 years, and I want to screenshot and print some of her photos on Instagram to pee on them, but I can't even afford a printer, so I just wrote her name on a piece of paper and drowned it in my piss. I'm just a stupid pee cell. Why? I hate
What the fuck?
how the one time she wants to pop a for the gram is when she's breastfeeding. Got me using AI just to remove her baby from the pic. Save the earth and post them titties uncensored. Plump and full of milk. This video is
Bro, is this why OpenAI got shut down? Too many people removing the baby so they can get a clear tit shot.
turning me into a fucking misandrist.
Oh,
This video
fuck.
is turning me into a femcell. I can't do this anymore.
That
I'm
shit's
dyeing my hair
crazy.
blue, I'm getting a nose ring, I'm growing out my armpit hair. The girl I like was wearing flip-flops and gym shorts at uni yesterday, sitting on the floor with her legs open. I went home and off 6 times in a row thinking about her feet and her butt. Woke up today, went to pee, and noticed that a chunk of skin on the back of my is coming off. That's it! That's it! Men need to be born into prison and then earn their way out. There's probably something terribly wrong with my colon. I've been told to seek medical
What the
advice ASAP
fuck?
for several months, but it will probably figure itself out one way or another. Well, you should probably go to the doctor if you don't want something bad. I wish older women would pee on me. Oh. God, the men you have sent to protect us are on Reddit fantasizing about getting pissed on. Discovered cartoon pornography at the age of 8 and life sucks since then. My mom caught me dry humping my torn mattress to some AI porn and hasn't looked at me in the eyes since.
I wouldn't either. What the fuck?
I haven't even touched a girl intimately yet, and I've lived half my life. I'm 39. Okay,
Half? Bro, if you're in that sorry of a state eating that, you're not living much longer, buddy.
first of all, bro is fart maxing. Second of all, men, you really gotta stop the porn. You gotta stop it, or like just way less of it. It's not good for you. Listen, I used to be super pro porn a few years ago. Not anymore. It's gotten so bad, especially after COVID. I feel like it got so much worse. I feel like porn addiction just kind of exploded in the past few years. In women too.
I think that's actually a fair shake. I think COVID really put people in a position where they were much lonelier and they realized how unhappy they were when they couldn't separate themselves from their partner. Because I think a lot of people, like, divorces skyrocketed when the COVID shit was going on because you had to actually live with the person that you essentially ignored the bad parts of because you had work, you had other obligations outside of work that would separate you two, and you only were around each other for so long. But then when COVID came along and you were around them a majority of the time, you realized that you made a fucking mistake, right? And I think that happened for a lot of people.
As we have previously discussed. Like,
To be
sure,
fair.
everything is fine in moderation, blah, 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 but I feel like there's just, like, no moderation anymore. I feel like fucking everyone is just a gooner. And it's making everybody depressed. We're just, like, a society running on, like, perpetual post-nut depression. Afraid to talk to women at work in case they allegation max. Just friendliness max and LARP as a normal
Allegation
pill
max?
creepiness minimizer. I asked a girl out at work and she reported me to HR. I think I'm gonna lose my job. See, this is sad. Like, back in the day, it was totally acceptable.
You don't do that at work, bro. You never do that at work. You can figure out, you can figure out if you're smart enough, you can figure out if they're interested at work. But you should look to get to the point to where you can talk to them outside of work, right? So that would be like I mean, if you guys are, I guess it really depends, right? If you live in a city, the easiest way to do that, because like the likelihood of you seeing them outside of work is very small. So the likelihood to increase said likelihood of being able to meet up with that person, you would essentially try to catch their interest in a casual way, like adding them on Snapchat, fucking Instagram, or fucking, I mean, even nowadays, I mean, you can go fucking TikTok, or like if you're both fucking boomer ass motherfuckers, you could go to Facebook. X even, like you could fucking place that you can DM them outside of work and invite them out for a fucking drink. Talk about fucking deep shit, right? None of this fucking, oh, the weather's pretty nice today. Because like that's always the introduction, right? The introduction is what matters, right? You give them the introduction to open up the conversation, and then you transition that to deeper topics because you're actually trying to actively learn about the person. But then again, I don't know, I could give everybody advice till I'm blue in the face, but y'all are gonna struggle, uh, just because you guys never leave your goddamn basements. So
to flirt with your coworker, ask her on a date, whatever. Like, so many people's parents met because they worked together, because they were coworkers, and they flirted and they hung out and stuff. And now it's like not socially acceptable at all to do that. HR culture has ruined the relationship between men and women.
was it a popular thing to date a coworker? I don't know. I don't know if it was. I'm trying to think back to like everybody in my family because I don't have like the biggest family, but I have a good sized family, and there are some examples of them meeting in a work setting, but they weren't coworkers, right? It was one of those things like my family used to have a breakfast shop, and one of my uncles met his wife because she came in to eat at the breakfast shop one day, and they just kind of hit it off, and they from there on they just built that relationship, right? And others have, like my cousins and stuff like that, they've met their significant other through traveling, some through college, but never in a coworker like setting. I think a lot of times, like especially if you're in an immature part of your life, both for them and for you, that often leads to drama. It leads to a bunch of bullshit that you don't want to deal with, and more often than not, you or them changing jobs to get away from said drama because it's just, people don't know how to disconnect work life and personal life ever. And I think that's a big problem when it comes to coworker or people who maybe they weren't coworkers at first, but they became coworkers, and you think it's a good idea at first, and then you start butting heads on shit, and then it causes fights, and it's a big drama bullshit thing.
In the workplace. HR, go talk to your crush. I got called into HR because apparently it's not okay to jokingly ask my coworker if I can gargle her period. Oh, what the Okay, never mind.
What the
Never mind, don't do that, don't do that. No more talking to women at work. No more talking to women at work. No more talking to women in general. Total ban on talking to women until we figure out what the hell is going on.
Why did you ever think that was a good idea? That's so cursed. Why would you ever think that's a good idea? Even as a joke, that was never a good idea. That's like one of the most poor taste jokes I've ever heard. What the fuck?
Downloaded Tinder and got 2 matches
really
in 5 days. Fuck my stupid, ugly life. Okay, from what I know from like
2 matches in 5 days? For sure, one of them is from India. 2, second one, It's a cam girl from China. It is a girl, but like she wants you to like send her roses, and then like after that it escalates, and then you like send her like a bouquet, and then after that like you send her fucking chocolates and a little bit of money, and then you're fucking paying for her goddamn life. Like that's usually how those things go. Like any of that chat shit. If you ever get the invite to talk to somebody on like Telegram and shit, nah, don't do it. Don't do it, Kings. Don't do it.
Men who use the apps that I've talked to.
I'm telling you, I got close friends who have tried to turn to media apps as a way out. And bro, don't do it to yourself. Just don't.
That's actually really good. Oh my god, they're all so f***ing mad at him in the replies. You get a f***ing match in less than a week and you complain? Stop humble bragging. I've gotten 0 matches in 3 months. 2 matches in 5 days? Why are you even here? My culture is not your costume. Fake cell. Go outside and get your life together. A true cell gets 0 matches. That's 2 people. How many do you need to be satisfied?
Bro, I like how they're all like... I like how they're all united when it comes to bullying one person who is trying to fit in with the community.
Mods, take his balls away. 2 matches. Head on over to Kitchen Chads. Oh god, what is Kitchen Chads? Hold on. Kitchen Chads. It's real. Oh my god. I love cooking for my girlfriend with the money I make from my job. Made some ratatouille because I like the movie. Might go for a run later. I have had sex before. This is like the Krusty Krab across the street from the chum bucket. This is evil. This is diabolical. Okay, let's go back to kitchen cells. We're done here. I haven't felt the touch of a woman in months.
Bro, what is this omelet?
Okay, let's go back to kitchen cells. We're done here. I haven't.
What is this? I see several mistakes going on here. Wait a minute. I think this person's a fake cell. No. This is a fake cell. The reason why I call this out is because, like, the two Xbox controllers, you could pass off as the boys, right? You got to have an extra controller so you could play fucking co-op, fucking split screen with the boys. But you don't own a Wii. You don't own a Wii in 2025? Unironically. The only people who play a Wii in 2025 are girls. That's it. Because they like the me fucking bullshit that the fucking Wii had, right? The olders like Smash Bros and shit, right? And there was guys that like that shit too, right? To a point. But especially like these fucking crazy like blue controllers or remotes, sorry. Nah. Definitely a woman living in this house. See how clean this shit is? A woman. Woman lives here. 100%. 2 packs of Camel Reds? You don't need 2 packs of Camel Reds. You're splitting those with somebody else. You fake cell piece of shit. They're calling you out for being a fake cell. Liar.
Felt the touch of a woman in months. Months? Fake cell. Try 25 years.
Dang!
Boo, fake cell.
I was right?
Fake cell spotted. Went to the drugstore and the girl cashier was nice to me. Started stuttering, so she kinda giggled at me, so I left immediately. Felt so humiliated I couldn't stop myself to get home and masturbate to the idea of her suffering. Masturbating to the idea of her suffering.
What the hell?
Incredible. This is some classic incel. I like how there's just like a bunch of people in the comments like, dude, what the fuck? Bro, get some.
I mean, to be fair, one of the most popular porn categories is hardcore, which is literally women suffering to the most non-banned way possible. Like any more suffering in those videos, instantly banned. Like they are on the line in a lot of those, especially like because like obviously I'm not going to pretend to be on some like moral fucking pedestal, right? I've spent my time on the sites, bro. Don't really need to anymore. At the time, your boy had to fill the void somehow, like everybody else, right? And I figured out that the more that, well, the more budget a site had, the more family friendly, quote unquote, the content was. And I mean that in both ways. I mean that as in like the content is not as brutal to watch, and at the same time there's a lot of family oriented content. I'm talking about the hub. You know what hub I'm talking about, right? That place is the D budget, right? It's the YouTube of prawn, right? And then you have the not as popular sites where they get away with a lot of not as popular themes. Now, I'm not alleging that there is illegal shit on these sites because there isn't, as far as I know. But you can find a bit more hardcore on these sites. Just saying. All completely legal, consensual. But more hardcore than hardcore, which is insane. Insane that that's even possible. But it is.
Help. Fake sells when a real incel pulls up. A girl I know has recently added me to her close friend stories. Well, today she posted a poll asking what color she should paint her toenails, and apparently my answer was, quote, too specific. I'm no longer in her close friends list. I once walked up to—
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I can 100% see why that would creep somebody out. Also, what the fuck am I looking at? What is this? Food-wise. The fuck?
To a woman I went to school with since middle school at a bar. Before I could even finish saying hello and asking how she was,
Strawberry almond Danish? Ugh.
a guy put himself between us
like
and
shit.
asked her if she knew me. She said no. I'm pretty sure they're married now. 22, no driver's license, no post-high school education,
Bro, cock.
never had a job, never kissed a woman, and have horrible social
Yo.
anxiety. Flying bundle of bananas for dinner. I'm Albanian. F you. I'm half Jewish, half Indian.
Ah!
It was over at birth. You didn't have to tell us
Damn.
the half Jewish part. We could tell by the circumcised avocado. 5'3".
True.
Finally got the confidence to walk up to a girl at a bar and she bent down and asked me where my parents are. Oh no. Judging by what we—
No. It is kind of funny, like, occasionally, like, listen, I'm 5'6.5". I'm not a tall person, right? I am considered short. I'm below average. But there are still guys out there who are even shorter than me that I know have a rough. I know they have it rough because they don't get taken seriously at all, right? I'm still tall enough that I can fucking reach the 6'6" guy's fucking face if I needed to, right? But somebody even shorter than me, if you're rocking, if you're the 5 foot, if you're the 5-footer out there, hey, best thing you can do for yourself, learn martial arts, man. You're gonna have to learn how to chop down that tree, brother. That's the only chance that you can get. Self-confidence is the only chance that you have. So you need to put all your eggs into that basket. Otherwise, you're not getting shit your whole life. Nothing, right? Because like I'm 5'6" with reach. You're 5 foot with arms that are as long as this remote. That's you. So, hey, go do some martial arts. Get your confidence up, King. That's all you can do.
have seen around this subreddit, some guys would be totally into that. Some men are drowning, while others die of thirst. I should clean my bathroom, but without the drain flies, I have nobody left to keep me company. Asmongold, is that you? You don't just have your drain flies. Look,
Damn.
you have a little ant friend too. See? It's not all bad. Made peach cobbler. I have a date tomorrow. Maybe my femcel gay life is over. A woman going on to a incel subreddit talking about how she has a date tomorrow. This is just evil. This is just like eating a 5-course meal in front of a starving African child. What are you doing, bitch? I'm a femcel loser who can't talk to people and spends all her time playing games. Guy I had a crush on from high school told me he wasn't who can't talk to
Frozen pizza because I don't care to cook a decent meal for myself. Huh?
people and spends all her time playing games. Guy I had a crush on from high school told me he wasn't interested in a relationship, but I think he's lying and didn't want to tell me he's not interested because I'm fat, chopped, and broke. F my fucking loser virgin life. I'm about to turn 25 and I'm still a virgin. I feel like it's too late now. Everyone knows more about intimacy than I ever could, and no one will ever want an unattractive, inexperienced femcel. I'm just a lonely virgin femcel.
Oh my god. Damn.
Gamer. Bro, why are there women in this incel community? They're like f***ing locusts. They come in, they gentrify everything. Sports, politics, board games, video games. Now the incel community, the hating women club is being invaded by women. Is nothing sacred? There's no such thing as a female incel, okay? There's no such thing as a heterosexual female incel. Dating and finding a
Well, hate to say it, but I know a few. I know a few. Yep. Not personally, but as an acquaintance, I know them. And they are, by definition, a femcel. It's bad. And they're going to be that way. They are not changing. Damn.
relationship, different. But any man
But
will
it do
you.
be like
It
that.
doesn't matter how fat, how socially awkward, how ugly. Men f couches. Men f rotisserie chickens.
That I do agree with. I do agree with the fact that they could probably find somebody. But it'd take a lot of doing.
You can find a man who will f you. All female incels are volcels. That is my hot take. I know I'm a fake cell,
Fair.
but I truly wish I was a true cell.
Fair take.
The only woman who truly loved me for who I am is gone from this world, and I'm the only one to blame. I wish I was a true cell so I didn't know what true love felt like. Sometimes when I cook, I like to imagine
Damn.
I'm cooking for a loving partner who's excited for me to join them at the table, but then I turn around and nobody's there and a little part of me dies inside. Every night I go to sleep thinking about kissing a girl just once. Another man's child has the eyes of the woman I love. She's better off without me, and soon enough she'll forget the color of my eyes and the way we laughed together, while I'll be trapped in those memories forever. I like how in the women posting Elle's video, it was like,
Jesus.
I got drunk and peed on my date, teehee, and the men posting Elle's video, it's like, I want to myself. Like, this shit isn't even funny. I don't even know what to say to this. This is just depressing. Black bean chili. Mom would hit me until I stopped crying as a kid, and now I'm an emotional wreck to any girl I talk to. Oh god, I'm so sorry. I need a girl to beat me like my mom did. Oh.
Oh no. Oh no, it became a fetish.
Freud cell. I've given up on getting women. My goal now is to get as fat as possible. A friend of mine said I look like
To be fair, I used to know a girl that was now I did not confirm this, to be fair, but for privacy's sake, we're just gonna name this girl Kelly. And Kelly talked about the time that she was forced down and taken advantage of. And it 100% became a fetish for her. Let's just say when we were in trade school, it was going around that she would find the most hulking, beat you into the mattress dudes and have her round with them. So, where some people shut down their entire life and they will never become physically intimate again. There are others who awaken a beast they never knew. And it's insane. It is insane to think that dichotomy even fucking exists. But it is true. But overwhelmingly, obviously, in general, it's a very traumatic, never should happen experience. But there are cases where it sends people to crazy spectrums.
Like a serial killer, but not a hot one. What's up with women in the serial killer shit? Okay, for all my weird flaws, at least I do not have a serial killer fetish, okay? That is one I do not have. I can't stop having homosexual fantasies about me and my classmate, and I wake up with a boner every morning. The cold showers are not fun. I'm not gay, but imagining how slim his legs are makes me feel hot. I'm not gay, but I keep fantasizing about how soft and smooth bro's legs are. I was in the bathroom trying to eat a banana when two guys walked in and I could hear them kissing. I squashed my banana in anger because of the jealousy I felt. And to make matters worse, I think I grabbed the wrong kind of banana. Haha, I just accidentally squeezed my dick to the sound of two men kissing. I cook so often for my roommate that I've started to feel like his boy wife. Maybe in another life I was his gatherer trad wife and he was my Chad Hunter husband. Is it time to start femboy maxing? Sometimes I have inappropriate thoughts about other men and I hit myself in the head repeatedly. Men out here fighting demons.
God damn.
And the demons is bisexuality. Listen, it's 2025. Nobody gives a shit if you're gay anymore. That's basically like being straight nowadays.
Well, actually, nah. I'd say it's the opposite. I'd say we are on the hate swing. Because we were on the forced love swing, which, to be fair, I think when it comes to bi people, gay people, lesbians, right? I think people are a lot more favorable to them. I think it's the trans people that people hate the most. But I do think there is an undertone of hate now because of how loud that fucking trans bullshit was and how much they tried to shove it down everyone's throats that they wrote off the entire line of the alphabet that they chose to identify with just as a point blank, just get rid of it all, right? That's how most people think now. I think they used to be cool with it before, but I do think there's a little bit of animosity towards it now.
Is in the world of demisexual gender goblins or whatever the fuck. You're good, bro. Just don't be a furry. Went on Grindr to see if I was lovable.
Too late. They're on Reddit.
And they rejected me. You were rejected on Grindr? That's impossible. Dudes will
Bruh.
literally hit up someone on Grindr before the person even has a profile picture. They'll just like get in the DMs like, hey, wanna bang? I swear to God, talk to any gay male friend of yours. They will say the same. The gay male community is what all of human sexuality would look like if women were not the gatekeepers of sex. And it's horrifying. I've said before that hookup culture is basically straight people culturally appropriating gay culture, and it's been a complete disaster for society. 18 male. I haven't seen my friends in months, and all I do with my time is work at my job. Welcome to being an adult, unfortunately. Welcome to the next 45 years of your life. I love the people in the comments like, imagine having a job, you have friends? This guy is doing better than like 90% of this subreddit, and he's only 18. It's never been less over for someone. I'm only 16, and I've already wasted my entire life. I'm gonna turn 18 in a few days. I'm below average in everything. If you're 17 years old, you are basically a child. You are a baby. What are you doing on the incel subreddit? All these people like, oh, I'm 16, oh, I'm 17. Is it over for me? This was me at 16, okay?
Bro, they're giving up on life that early? That's crazy.
Okay. Quoting Invader Zim, going on newgrounds.com, and now look at me. You know, on second thought, I am exactly where someone like that would end up, aren't I? Never mind. What I'm trying to say is, it's not over, okay? It's never over, but it's especially not over when you are that young. It's not like you're 36 or something. A pretty girl sat next to me on the
Oh, no.
bus and I leaked a bit of pre-com. I'm 36.
Asmongold in 1 year?
Oh. Sorry. Spent my last $10 on OnlyFans. Here's my dinner. Why would you spend money on some stupid whore when you could spend money on a different stupid whore? Me.
Dang!
I won't get naked or talk to you, but you can support me on Patreon. All patrons get the uncensored version of every video, so you can hear me say, f*** shit, bitch, link down below. Much smarter way to waste your money. if I do say so myself. Anyway, obviously, many of these people are being
Spits
silly,
facts.
they're being tongue-in-cheek. Real actual incels probably don't hang out much on Reddit. They're not out here posting shit like this.
They're not out in society. The only time they go out in society is to travel from one basement to the other basement.
I just thought this was funny and goofy. That has been my whole channel. I find something funny, I bring it to you. I'm like a cat bringing its owner a dead mouse as a gift. Here you go. What is
Yeah, this is a really good video. I like this video. Shoe on Head stays killing it with these videos. 1.2 million views in 2 days. Holy shit. Fucking W. Man. That shit is crazy. Oh man, some of them fucking things got bad toward the end there. Holy. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. And on to the final piece of the puzzle. I have a confession. I do not have brand loyalty, but I do have brand preference. So, we're talking about my current preference, which is SteelSeries products. There are some bad eggs for sure. I've had my qualms with them, but there is a new Arctis Nova Elite, and IGN is here with the review. This dropped today. So, as you can see right here, these ones are the Arctis Nova 5s. I believe they're the 5s. And then I got my SteelSeries mouse here. I got the fucking Aerox 5 wireless. You know, rocking that bad boy. I tried to go cheap and get the what is it? The fucking what's their stupid? What is their third fucking generation one called? I can't remember. It fucking sucked dick though. It fucking ass piece of shit mouse. Fucking threw it away. That shit broke almost immediately. And then of course, you know, we got the SteelSeries keyboard right here. Full size keyboard. None of that pussy fucking no numpad shit. Fucking retards. But big fan. Big fan of SteelSeries. I like their products for the most part. And they got some new shit. So I'm excited. What do we got? I will say, my biggest pet peeve with SteelSeries is their Bluetooth. I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing, but you need to make your Bluetooth more seamless and more compatible. What the fuck?
Some accounts, SteelSeries invented the concept of a high-end gaming headset. Now, SteelSeries is back with an even higher-end model, the $600 Arctis Nova Elite. It comes with redesigned carbon fiber drivers, a more capable
made of gold?
four-source base station, and wireless high-res audio certification. But is any gaming headset worth that high a price? After a month of testing, I'm starting to think that the dormant ultra-premium category might be about to spring into life.
All right, better impress me. What is this shit? $600? That's a brand new Xbox. Well, used to be.
At first glance, the Nova Elite looks very similar to the Arctis Nova Pro Wireless released in 2023, though the classy sage and gold and obsidian colorways at least hint to the upgrades within. The comfy fabric suspension headband returns intact, with stainless steel and aluminium used throughout the frame to provide a more durable design. The volume wheel has transformed too, from plastic to metal, with audible steps that provide good feedback to signify the increments in volume.
They gave the volume button a grill? That's crazy, lad. They bedazzled that shit.
Change. The memory foam ear cushions complete the headset, providing moderate levels of passive noise cancellation. Though its gaming origins are unmistakable, this is one of the nicest looking headsets that I've ever tested, and it doesn't look garishly out of place next to similarly priced lifestyle headphones. The black Obsidian model is particularly adept at not drawing attention, though its shiny metal accents again attest to a high-end design. Inside, the 40mm dynamic driver.
I mean, it's night and day. I mean, if you look at this, it is night and day. Looking at this versus this one with all the gold trim. Like, this is like clearly a high-end looking headset. Where this is just like, this looks like the $40 pair of Turtle Beaches you can get at Walmart.
used in the prior Arctis Nova Pro models have been upgraded to two-piece carbon fiber models, wrapped in a brass surround. SteelSeries says that the new Pistonic design moves up and down without jitter to avoid distortion, and can reproduce sounds from 10 Hz to 40 kHz. The headset makes the most of these internal upgrades too, with 96 kHz 24-bit high-res audio over 2.4 GHz wireless, or the LC3 Plus BT codec. The Nova Elite also sports more effective active noise cancellation than its predecessor, while the microphone uses a 32 kHz 16-bit wideband connection. To retract the Duval microphone, a new backup beamforming mic is used instead. The Game Hub base station also sees new ornamentation, with a gold volume wheel on the Sage and Gold colorway, which is again backed with new functionality. The two USB inputs on the original Arctis Nova Pro wireless have been upgraded to 3, allowing for full.
Yeah, I could see this being more useful when you're not doing what I'm doing, but I literally run everything through a mixer. Even when I'm just like not recording anything, I'm just playing a game, whatever it is, everything goes through my mixer. So I really don't have a use for this at all. And I know this is like specific to somebody who has a setup set up. So as a more casual person, would I use this? Probably not. I really don't think casual people use these at all. I think they just direct line it into whatever they're doing, right? For like if they got a controller, like you're probably just putting your headset straight into the controller. Like you're not wasting time running it through the dongle, and the fucking dongle's not working. What the fuck's going on with this stupid piece of shit, you know? And you know, making sure everything is, you know, properly synced and whatnot. Yeah, I fucking anything to, especially if you're like competitive player and you're like playing FPS, like you want everything as hard lined as possible so you're getting optimal signal speeds to maintain as much advantage on your opponents as possible, right? Because like it's and that's specifically for like people who are on like competition games, right? Or if you just want to have a leg up on people. I remember this shit when Call of Duty came out with Call of Duty Mobile and no one had started playing on controller yet and they were still using the regular like phone like touch controls. I remember using my controller and I hardlined my controller to my phone and I fucking used the controller to essentially I had a leg up on everyone. I was farming 45, 50 fucking kills a game. No problem. I was murking everyone because they didn't have anywhere near the reaction time that I did. And on top of that, I would be killing people so fast that the phone would not send the audio of the death to the headset as fast as I was killing people. So like that level of like disconnect is like not great. And like that was probably like a mix of a game issue, to be honest. Uh but for the most part, I think just in general, when it comes to having connections in your gaming setup, you want everything as hardlined as possible. And I think, no, I don't have my computer plugged in. But generally speaking, if I'm gaming, I usually always have an Ethernet cable plugged in, like a high speed Ethernet cable.
Full-fat digital connections to a PC, PS5, and Xbox, for example. And unlike the older Nova Pro model, now 2 of these connections can be live at once, with the game station automatically selecting the correct inputs based on activity. It's worth noting that there's only one version of the Arctis Nova Elite, with the third USB-C input optionally enabling support for Xbox's proprietary wireless standard, rather than requiring the purchase.
This is the one thing that pissed me off too when I was shopping around. All of these had like some sort of like exclusivity contract. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, why the hell would I buy a SteelSeries to only use it on the Nintendo Switch? What the fuck is this bullshit?
Of an Xbox specific variant, as we've seen on past Arctis headsets. A further fourth 3.5mm input allows for an additional connection, while the headset itself can also maintain a simultaneous Bluetooth connection with a dedicated on-off button. The base station also maintains the excellent swappable battery system that's become the trademark of Arctis Pro wireless headsets. While one battery is being run down inside the headset, the other charges up inside a base station. That way, when the headset starts running low on juice, you just swap the battery out.
That's pretty cool.
And you're good to go. You can also use a regular USB-C charger to charge the headset, which looks a little awkward, but is a good backup option when you don't have access to the Game Hub. SteelSeries claims that a 15-minute charging session is sufficient for 4 hours of usage.
Damn! That's fast as hell.
In my testing, the Nova Elite managed to keep closely to its 30-hour estimate, and given the ease of swapping to a fresh battery, I never once needed to plug in. Even on a single battery, I was able to use the headset for a full week of gaming and music listening, averaging 4 or 5 hours a day.
All right.
The Arctis Nova Pro Wireless was already an excellent performer when it came to gaming, with its 40mm dynamic drivers providing excellent spatial cues, plenty of detail, and a relatively neutral sound signature out of the box that's easy to listen to for extended periods. The Arctis Nova Elite sounds even better thanks to its carbon fiber drivers and brass surrounds, making individual sounds a touch easier to distinguish in a crowded soundscape. Ultimately, there are sure to be audiophile headphones that sound better than the Arctis Nova Elite, but delivering this level of audio quality alongside a full-fat gaming feature list is unheard of. Only Audio's significantly heavier and bulkier planar magnetic headsets come close in my experience. Aside from its high-res audio certification, the Arctis Elite offers largely the same PC software experience as its predecessors, complete with a multi-tiered GG app that divides the most important functionality between Engine for more basic adjustments and Sonar for more complex audio tuning. Sonar is incredibly capable with a parametric EQ and
Yeah, listen, 99% of the people that are going to buy this are not going to touch any of this. The only time that they're going to pay attention to any of this is if it had like an RGB fucking lighting on it. That's the only time they're going to pay attention to this. And if they're console, they're not paying attention to this, period. So, what the fuck are we talking about adjusting this shit? What the hell? Save that shit for a fucking deep dive.
a long list of game-specific presets, including some created with esports teams. Its insistence on creating a ton of virtual audio devices is a bit annoying if you like to manually change audio inputs around in Windows, but if you route everything through the Game Hub, it works well enough. What's new for the Arctis Elite is the addition of the Arctis mobile app, which was introduced with the Arctis Nova 5 and has added support for every additional SteelSeries headset release since. Given the multi-device nature of the Arctis Elite, which ought to see it being used as your everyday Bluetooth headset, your PC gaming headset,
Yeah, the Arctis Nova 5, that's what I have.
and your console headset of choice, having an app to select presets and make other changes quickly is fantastic. There's still no way to create or modify these presets.
And I do like it, but I haven't tried to Bluetooth out since I moved back. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try it out again. Maybe they fixed the Bluetooth with an update or something. But I had a hell of a time fucking switching the Bluetooth from like one device to another. It was not as seamless as I would have liked. Because at the time, like I was looking to make this like my full-time headset. Like when I was done recording, pop the aux cable off, pull the fucking Bluetooth off of the computer and put it on my phone or whatever, or not even pull it off the computer, but just fucking connect it to my phone and just transition it to the phone and use it there. But like even just connecting to the computer alone, it was having issues staying connected, and I was losing my shit because they're expensive. They're expensive. If you get anything SteelSeries, they're going to be more expensive than you would like to pay.
That's on the mobile app, but given a huge number of available options, this isn't a troublesome restriction. Finally, the full gamut of virtual surround sound modes are supported on each platform. Dolby Atmos and Windows Sonic on PC and Xbox, and Tempest 3D.
Dolby Atmos is so nice. Oh, so good. I freaking love Dolby, dude. I have a fucking sound bar and a subwoofer literally right down here. And when you got the Dolby going, it's so fucking crisp. It sounds so good.
audio on PS5, though I prefer to use the headset in stereo mode in faster and more competitive games like Counter-Strike 2, Valorant, and Battlefield 6. The Arctis Nova Elite's microphone also shows a modest improvement over its predecessor.
This is like the one thing that if you're selling me a $600 pair of fucking headphones, then the mic quality has to be as good as the one I'm talking into now or better. This is like because like I'm trying to think of it from like the casual perspective, right? You're expecting this person to drop $600 on your headphones and you can't deliver them a professional sounding microphone? Like where's the value for the money, right? And I know like everybody's going to be like, "Oh, it's got all these different features and shit like that." A lot of these features casuals are not going to use. People who are looking at your headphones at Best Buy are not going to fucking use 99% of the features that you have on here. So you have to sell them by the quality of the hardware. And again, I haven't gotten any of the newer generation stuff as far as like the 7s and the fucking the Pros and all that shit. So like I haven't expanded to a better version than what I have now because like the 5s work. Why would I get anything, better until the 5s take a shit on me,
This is what my voice sounds like using the Nova Elite's mic, and while it's plenty clear for video calls or Discord chats, a dedicated USB or XLR microphone will still offer the best quality for more serious
Yeah, that's not great. That's not great.
use. The SteelSeries Arctis Nova Elite is the best gaming headset that I've ever tested, offering small but meaningful as well as
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
faceted upgrades over the already excellent Arctis Nova Pro Wireless. As with that model, the key to success here is delivering industry-leading or at least competitive quality in almost every element. Audio quality, mic quality, comfort, connectivity, design, software, and features. If you want the ultimate gaming headset at any price, an all-in-one offering that works brilliantly across PC.
Right. So this is the point of the video where they're supposed to put a disclaimer that they were paid to make this video. Nowhere here did I see anything that was $600 worthy. Nowhere. If you told me this was gold, I'd be like, holy shit. Holy shit. It'd be like a limited edition run. I'd be like, God damn, I need to get that. What the fuck? But it's not. And it had some cool features if you are super, super tech savvy and that's like your thing and you want to do a lot of fucking audio setting tweaks and get like the perfect fucking feedback, right? But like I said before, 99% of the people that are going to fucking buy this fucking thing, they don't give a fuck about any of that. None. Don't care. Like they'll probably care about noise canceling. They'll care about mic quality. Two things. That one, it probably nailed the noise canceling. It's not that hard to do. Mic quality, though, I would say it's a fail. I'm spending $600 on this. I could go buy a fucking lower end PC or a console, an entire game console, a fucking really nice ultra HD 4K fucking see the freaking freckles on her tits TV. For the same price as one pair of headphones. That's insane. I need a lot. I need a lot more than what you're giving me here for $600. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Like this is the clearly for a specific class of people. Not like money wise, but like a class as in like loyalty. Like brand loyal class of people who want no Turtle Beaches. They don't want any Razer products. They don't want anything outside of SteelSeries ever, right? Because like I have a SteelSeries keyboard, I have a mouse, headset, but I have a Razer webcam, right? Razer webcam, right? I have a microphone that is Fifine. I have a Fifine mixer. I have a freaking uh do I have anything else? No, I don't have anything else to use as an example. But like I have my specific products, right? Soundcore speakers. I have Soundcore speakers, Soundcore headphones for when I go to work out, right? It's like I wouldn't bring these to a workout because like I get fucking sweaty, so that'd be fucking gross to have to wear these things to record. How long are we doing this? Almost 3 hour long video? Oh my god, dude. I need to get out of here. What the fuck? That's gonna be the end of this video. No more rambling, no more bullshit. Um, was not that impressed with the Arctis Nova Elite. Unfortunate, because I was considering it going into this video. But yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say. Like, subscribe, comment for crazy ass long videos like this, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.